You've heard the rumors, but are they really true? Do cybersecurity experts really bring in the big bucks? Or is it time for a reality check? Let's set the record straight once and for all. In this video, we'll break down the cybersecurity salaries at entry, mid, and senior levels, showing you how much you can realistically earn in the field. We focus on the US and Germany, but we'll also show you how to benchmark your salary anywhere in the world. So, let's jump right in. If you're just starting out in cybersecurity, you've probably wondered how much you can expect to make in your first job. In the United States, entry-level cybersecurity professionals earn around $90,000 per year on average. For comparison, the national average salary across all occupations is around $63,000. In Germany, juniors typically earn around 59,000 euros per year. And again, for context, the national average across all jobs is about 51,000 euros. So, even at entry level, cybersecurity pays rather well. But how did we arrive at those figures? We pulled salary data from multiple sources, including sites like Glassdoor, Indeed, and PayScale, for some of the most common entry-level roles in cybersecurity. So let's break it down by job title. One of the most common starting points is a cybersecurity analyst, focusing on detecting threats and strengthening defenses. In the US, salaries for this role range from $70,000 to $102,000, and around 53,000 euros in Germany. Another key entry-level role is a security operations center analyst, or a SOC analyst, someone who monitors systems for suspicious activity. Pay for this position falls between $52,000 and $84,000 in the US, and averages around 55,000 euros in Germany. Some juniors start as IT security specialists, working on security solutions and risk management. This role tends to pay a bit more, between $95,000 and $111,000 in the US, and around 66,500 euros in Germany. Then there's incident response analysts, who investigate security breaches and cyber attacks. Entry-level salaries for this role sit around $70,000 in the US and 65,000 euros in Germany. And for those interested in ethical hacking, one potential career path is becoming a penetration tester, someone who simulates cyber attacks to uncover vulnerabilities before real attackers do. While this role often requires some prior experience, typically a year or two in another security position, it's a popular goal for many starting out in the field. It's also one of the higher paying junior roles, with salaries reaching up to $119,000 in the US and around 58,000 euros in Germany. So, even when you're just starting out, you can expect a decent wage. And you'll see in the next chapter, salaries only increase as you gain more experience. With that, let's see how much you can earn as a mid-level cybersecurity professional. Once you've got a few years experience under your belt, you can start to explore mid-level roles, and you'll see your salary jump. In the United States, mid-level cybersecurity professionals earn around $122,000 per year on average. In Germany, mid-level salaries average around 90,000 euros per year. As before, we pulled the latest salary data for a handful of mid-level roles, so let's explore those now. One of the most common mid-level jobs is cybersecurity engineer. These professionals design and implement security solutions to protect an organization's systems and data. In the US, salaries range from $118,000 to $162,000 per year. In Germany, cybersecurity engineers typically earn between 62,000 euros and 106,000 euros. Next, we have cybersecurity consultants who advise businesses on how to improve their security. In the US, they earn between $103,000 and $141,000 per year, and in Germany, salaries range between 80,000 euros to 120,000 euros. Another key role is the threat intelligence analyst, someone who focuses on identifying and mitigating cybersecurity threats. In the US, salaries range from $109,000 to $122,000 for this role. In Germany, they're more commonly known as cyber intelligence analysts, and they earn around 95,000 euros per year. If you specialize in cloud security, you might get hired as a cloud security engineer. These in-demand professionals earn between $129,000 and $145,000 in the US. We couldn't find reliable data for this role in Germany, but it's safe to assume that you'd be looking at a similar salary range. Another common mid-level role is that of a digital forensics analyst, someone who investigates cyber crimes and security breaches. In the US, salaries range from $80,000 to $113,000, and in Germany, you can expect to earn around 91,000 euros for this job. These mid-level roles require more technical expertise, strategic planning, and specialized skills, such as cloud security or threat intelligence, and their salaries reflect that. Next, let's see how your earning potential increases once you get to the senior level. At the senior level, cybersecurity salaries reach some of their highest figures, which makes sense when you consider the expertise and responsibility that these roles demand. So, what kind of numbers are we looking at? Well, in the States, senior cybersecurity professionals can earn upwards of $165,000 a year. And in Germany, senior salaries average around 140,000 euros per year. And in certain companies and locations, those figures would even be considered to be on the lower end. Now, as we've done before, let's consider some specific job titles and their average salaries. So once you're in the senior bracket, you might become a senior cybersecurity engineer, sometimes called a principal security engineer. With this job title in the US, salaries range from $142,000 to $233,000. In Germany, senior cybersecurity engineers earn between 93,000 euros and 132,000 euros. Another in-demand senior role is that of a cybersecurity architect, someone who is responsible for designing and building secure IT infrastructures. In the US, they earn about $152,000 per year, while in Germany, they make about 122,000 euros. If you specialize in offensive security, you might become a red team lead or a senior penetration tester. This involves simulating cyber attacks to identify vulnerabilities before real hackers do. In the US, salaries for this role range from $117,000 to $151,000. In Germany, you could earn between 113,000 euros and 169,000 euros. On the compliance and risk management side, you might become a GRC manager, overseeing security policies, regulatory compliance, and risk assessment. In the US, you could earn around $143,000 with this role. Then, at the top of the cybersecurity career ladder, we've got the Chief Information Security Officer, or the CISO. This executive level role is responsible for the company's entire security strategy, and that's why they earn the big bucks. In the US, CISOs earn an average of $236,000 per year, and in Germany, they make around 198,000 euros. Whew. It's clear that cybersecurity can be a very lucrative career path, but it's important to bear in mind that these figures we provided are just a benchmark. Your actual salary will depend on a combination of factors, which we'll outline in the next chapter. You're right to be excited about how much you could earn as a cybersecurity professional, but it's important to be realistic. When setting your salary expectations, there are several factors to consider. First, the industry you work in makes a big difference. Sectors like finance, healthcare, and tech tend to offer higher salaries because they handle sensitive data and face stricter regulations. Location also plays a big role. Big cities and major tech hubs usually pay more to attract top talent. In the US, you'd likely earn more in places like San Francisco, New York, and Washington, DC. In Germany, Berlin, Munich, and Frankfurt are amongst the top paying cities. Your pay will also depend on the size of the company. Larger organizations with complex security needs often have a bigger budget for cybersecurity roles, whereas smaller companies may pay on the lower end. However, they do offer other perks, like flexibility and rapid career growth. And finally, your unique skills and experience will also play a role. If you've already got experience in a niche sector, you might be able to demand a higher entry-level salary than someone who doesn't have that background knowledge. I'll show you how to benchmark your salary in the next chapter. So let's go. When it comes to negotiating your salary, knowledge is power. You don't want to undervalue yourself, but you also need to be realistic. So how do you land on a fair benchmark? Start with salary comparison tools like Indeed, Glassdoor, and Salary Expert. We've shared average salary ranges in this video, but you can also use these tools to dive deeper and find more specific data based on your chosen job title, industry, and location. It's also worth browsing live job ads, as many employers now include salary ranges in their listings. This gives you real-time insight into what companies are currently offering for the roles you're interested in. Stay informed and pitch your salary expectations in line with the market average, but also consider the unique skills and experience you bring to the table, which could position you at the higher end of the range. No matter where you're starting from, a career in cybersecurity offers great earning potential, especially when you consider that skilled professionals are in short supply. If you're keen to get started, check out Masterschool's cybersecurity program. Or if you want to learn more about the industry and the skills required, check out further videos in our series. You'll find links in the description. Also, if you happen to be living in Germany, you can apply for a voucher from the Federal Work Agency and have your program fully funded. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more cyber content. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.